This is my audience. I only have my grandma because my aunt's still not here. Okay. Hello, my name is Jasmine, and today I'm going to be informing you on why familial DNA is important, and I'll be explaining what it is. I'll be explaining what it is and how it is used in criminal investigations. So, familial DNA is used to identify potential relatives of a alleged perpetrator. For example, DNA from a crime scene might not get a DNA match in a DNA database. So if a person's son has been convicted of a crime, then their information will be inputted into a state or federal database. And by identifying the person's son, it can ultimately lead to identifying the person. With traditional DNA search, it uses a method to find an exact DNA match to the DNA sample. With traditional DNA search, law enforcement can find whether DNA from a crime scene matches DNA from a person's DNA that has been inputted into a state or federal DNA database. But these databases are filled with convicted criminals, and if you have a person who has not been convicted of a crime, then their information will not be inputted into the database. And this is where familial DNA takes place. Familial DNA does not find the exact match, but it finds a similar match. And this could lead to having more room to finding a perpetrator. And there are also many concerns to familial DNA, and there are many limitations to familial DNA. And one limitation is gender. And according to findlaw.com, the current forms of familial DNA search only works with men. This is because the technologies used to find and determine an exact familial relation involves analysis of the similarities of the Y chromosomes. And Y chromosomes are only present in males. So this means that they cannot use a relative's DNA to find a match with a female's DNA sample, and they cannot use a female relative to find a match with a male's DNA sample. There are also many privacy concerns regarding familial DNA. Many civil liberties activates criticize familial DNA and state that it is an invasion of privacy and that it violates the Fourth Amendment right to protect you against unreasonable searches. But there are only 12 states that commonly use familial DNA search, and with allowing these searches, there are also conditions on which these searches can be prepared. For example, California officially allows familial DNA search in investigations of major violent crimes in which the public can be at risk of safety. Familial DNA search is also used as a last resort, and it is commonly used in cold cases where there are no leads to follow. It was also used to help capture the Golden State Killer. The Golden State Killer was active in the years of 1974 and 1986. And with the use of familial DNA, it was used to help catch the Golden State Killer. And without the use of familial DNA, it is most likely that this killer would still have not been captured. In conclusion, because of these limitations and these concerns of privacy, despite all that, familial DNA is important because it can be used to help catch violent serial killers and can help put their victims at rest and help solve cold cases. This is my audience.